se realizó con éxito el Huawei Latam FSI Digital Summit, donde Huawei presentó las innovaciones más recientes desarrolladas para el sector bancario en América Latina y que las instituciones financieras pueden utilizar para acelerar su estrategia comercial y hacer que su operación sea ágil y rentable, a través de las tendencias de móvil, nube e inteligencia en los negocios, las cuales serán clave para la recuperación económica de la industria financiera post-COVID-19. A continuación, un resumen del evento por nuestro portal TV.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Huawei Latam First Online FSI Summit. I'm Wayne Wang, in charge of Huawei Enterprise Business in Finance Sector in Latin America. Great to have all of you present in today's event. First, I appreciate your time to join us. In today's event, we will mainly talk about three areas: mobile, cloud, and agility. These things to be usually talked before. Yes, before the pandemic, our industry is already in the midst of its second transformation, and the pandemic has just made these topics more important than ever, but not easier. In our view, the bank of future will be mobile-based, cloud-enabled with vast agility, and interlink into the fabric of people's lives. It will continue to be compliant and well-controlled, but will deliver those outcomes differently. If we look around, technology has made this possible. Fintechs provide financial products much faster and cheaper, and super apps start to offer financial services. They are all well equipped with digital technologies, or even born digital natively. Besides the technology, organization and culture are other key elements for banks to achieving targets. Externally, regulation and the policy also play extremely important role for the industry. How fast and well could banks adapt to these factors? We will discuss today, and I believe this discussion will last for quite a while. We are glad today we can hear from thoughts from regulator, bank executives, and partners on these agendas. But let me give you a quick review before you hear from our guests. The first, mobile. According to World Bank Findex, there's 55% bank account penetration with 19% credit card penetration in Latin region, while the smartphone penetration is over 70% according to GSMA, which means we have nearly 160 million people in Latin who have smartphones but don't have bank accounts. And about 35% of population only rely on cash. This provides a very huge financial inclusion opportunity. Mobile is an ideal tool for both bank and unbanked population. If we take a China Merchant Bank as an example, their app has already over 100 million monthly active users. It means the bank can change themselves into a digital company. In our region, super apps like WhatsApp are very popular. They have 120 million users in Brazil and 77 million users in Mexico. So far, no bank apps can compare with this number. There's no secret that super apps want to get in the financial market. And interestingly, many banks rely on super app as a customer engagement tool. So is a super app a friend or a foe? You will hear our guests' opinions. Last but not least, mobile is not only a channel. It will ultimately provide a platform for both customers and the enterprise to interact. Customers will not only get traditional bank transaction, but also services like traveling, food, or online shopping through banking app. Enterprise will serve customers through app with precise marketing based on data. You will learn more from Mr. Chen, the ex-CIO of China Merchant Bank, on how China Merchant Bank using their app for contactless customer experience and leverage open banking platform. The second, cloud. Cloud is clearly another top agenda for bank CIOs. There are at least 3 drivers behind. Number 1, to serve customer anywhere, anytime. The demand for online banking service grew rapidly and especially accelerated recently. With the internet connection, customers will get used to 24/7 access to banking service. By legacy IT system, it will be very hard to achieve agility, scalability, and a reasonable cost. Cloud is an inevitable choice. Most fintech or e-commerce company use a lot of cloud or even build entire system on cloud. Traditional banks will think about dual-mode core bank system as a practice. For example, we and our partner have supported a big bank in Southeast Asia to build all distributed digital core bank on cloud. New digital service will run over this platform while keep traditional service stable on legacy system. Second, resilient and secure. The traditional way in which banks have owned and managed data center is no longer cost-effective or sustainable. By accessing the cloud from anywhere, anytime, we are less dependent on location of data centers and can utilize computing power more flexibly and efficiently. With it, we will become leaner and more resilient over the long term. Number 3, technology innovation. Nowadays, the need for innovation and partnership has never been greater for banks. Traditionally, banks had to set aside a significant amount of time and money for the administration of IT infrastructure. But with the cloud, this resource can now be relocated towards innovation and improving the user experience. With the cloud, banks can get the ability to quickly develop, test, and roll out new products or user features without any disruption to the customer experience. The third, agility. Banks need to be moved very quickly on their operating processes. The emergence of COVID-19 makes us feel more compelling. Somehow, banks have to be agile to adapt to the external world. One of the most difficult issues is culture. Banks need to recreate its culture. They can incentivize staff to focus on customer value by utilizing new technology quickly and embracing new ideas. Meanwhile, adopting microservice architecture, allowing applications to be developed, reviewed, and tested independently to increase speed and agility and reduce business risks. Using China Merchant Bank as example again, 50% of their branch people are IT people. What these people do is coding HY to make their app be agile and localized. If you open China Merchant Bank app in Shanghai at noontime and arrive in Beijing at night, you will find your app show differently. And when you open again tomorrow, you probably will find difference. Lastly, my dear friends, I appreciate your time today again and hope you enjoy. During today's event, you can send us your questions in the chat box and our expert will be answering. Now let's warmly welcome Mr. Jose Antonio Quesada, Vice President of Regulatory Policy of Mexico National Banking and the Security Commission, CNBV, who will give us his thoughts about financial inclusion and technology innovation from regulator perspective.
Muy buenos días tengan todos ustedes. Soy José Antonio Quesada, vicepresidente de Política Regulatoria de la Comisión Nacional Bancaria de Valores de México. Para nosotros es un gusto estar participando dentro del Financial Summit de Huawei. Le agradecemos al señor Steven Chu por la invitación y a nombre de nuestro presidente Juan Pablo Graf les mandamos un cordial saludo. En esta mañana, básicamente lo que les vamos a compartir pues son nuestros comentarios sobre los temas de inclusión financiera y la ley FinTech en México. Y para ello, pues vamos a recorrer unas breves diapositivas que muestran dónde estamos en este momento en la evolución de la inclusión en México. Quizá comentarles que el tema de inclusión financiera lo vemos como una herramienta para lograr desarrollo en nuestra población, Para eso hemos llevado la emisión de la Política Nacional de Inclusión Financiera a principios de este año. Esta Política Nacional de Inclusión Financiera retoma la que se tuvo en el sexenio anterior y puntualiza los objetivos que para nosotros son muy importantes lograr como parte de la medición de estos esfuerzos de inclusión. Y para ello, pues ustedes verán en la lámina los rezagos que tenemos en los temas de inclusión financiera en México. Son retos muy importantes. Ustedes verán que México tiene aproximadamente un 37% de adultos que cuentan con cuentas o transaccionalidad bancaria, que tienen alguna convivencia con el sector financiero, mientras que hay otros países que nos superan, que tienen condiciones de desarrollo similar, como es el caso de Perú, Honduras o Colombia, o algunos que son países desarrollados, pues que nos tienen franca ventaja, como es el caso de Reino Unido o Suiza, donde casi toda su población está bancarizada e incluida. Es importante reconocer también que en México solo 32% de la población mayor a 15 años realiza o recibe al menos un pago digital. Esto pues ha sido por distintas condiciones y es precisamente ahí donde otros países, como el caso de Brasil, en este mismo extracto poblacional de 15 años, pues tienen cerca del 58% de los jóvenes incluidos, o Chile con el 65%, amén de otros países emergentes que están casi en el 100%. Para eso, nosotros hemos pensado que las fintech pueden ser habilitadores, amén de que la banca siga haciendo sus esfuerzos y otros instrumentos y otros vehículos financieros también estén haciendo su tarea, pero las fintech podrían ser disruptivas en la forma como nos pueden apoyar en estos temas de inclusión. Para esto, pues tenemos a las fintech básicamente en distintos segmentos. Tenemos las que generan participación interactiva con el cliente y proveen mayor acceso a la información. Tenemos las que dan crédito, creando un historial crediticio basado en relaciones con personas de su comunidad. Tenemos las que otorgan créditos o seguros al sector agropecuario basados en la localización geoespacial. Tenemos, y esto creo que es muy importante en este momento, las que proveen seguros de gastos médicos, microcréditos e insumos agropecuarios con mecanismos que reducen el riesgo tanto a los usuarios como a los acreedores. Y finalmente tenemos a los que proveen servicios de pago, que sirven básicamente como medios de pago a través de teléfonos y celulares inteligentes. Entonces, lo que les quiero comentar es que pensamos que en estas avenidas las fintech van a tener una participación significativa y van a poder ser habilitadores de los objetivos planteados. En este sentido, pues vamos a tener que en el ecosistema fintech en México, aproximadamente el 50% está concentrado en tres conceptos que son préstamos, pagos y remesas. Como ustedes saben, pues el tema de las remesas es sumamente importante en toda la geografía latinoamericana, y en México sin duda es uno de los puntales más importantes de ingresos, y es ahí donde están metidas las empresas fintech también. Hay un 10% que están en temas de finanzas personales, 7% en seguros, 4% en identidad y fraude, y 4% en bancos digitales. Es muy importante también destacar que las fintech en algunos casos han crecido de manera independiente, están en sus procesos de autorización actualmente, pero muchas de ellas también vienen del brazo de una institución financiera que actualmente ya existe, como puede ser una institución de crédito o puede ser una SOFIPO o una SOCAP. Y en ese sentido, pues es muy interesante ver cuál es la población que las fintech están atendiendo, donde pues tienen básicamente el segmento de menores de 35 años, es decir, hay gente que está en los 3 o 4 años o 4 o 5 años de estar operando con ellas, y en tamaño pues las fintech están en un 56% en segmentos de 1 a 10 empleados. Entonces, como ustedes pueden ver, son empresas que tienen mucha tecnología, mucha digitalización y hasta cierto punto personal muy capacitado. Y la madurez de las empresas pues está en un 19% en las primeras etapas, tomando en cuenta que estamos en este proceso de autorización que después de emitida la ley FinTech les va a permitir primero estar reconocidas y estar supervisadas por la Comisión Nacional Bancaria, y segundo, las que no cuenten con esa autorización pues tendrán o deberán dejar de operar. En ese sentido, para nosotros la ley FinTech impuso varios riesgos, y estos riesgos pues tienen que ver con la prevención del lavado de dinero y financiamiento al terrorismo, los riesgos financieros y sistémicos propios, el tema de la incertidumbre jurídica, de cómo no lo tienes físicamente, a dónde tienes que acudir, cómo es que va a funcionar también Conducef en este segmento, la falta de protección a los usuarios y los riesgos tecnológicos que pueden corresponder a temas de identidad, la parte de suplantación, la parte de privacidad, la parte de integridad de las plataformas y las bases de datos. Entonces, esos son los retos, los inhibidores que podríamos mencionar como más importantes, pero por otro lado hay habilitadores que son muy afortunados. Y ahí es donde yo quisiera centrarme, porque pues es precisamente ahí donde reconocemos la oportunidad que puede haber para abrir el sector financiero y lograr esta inclusión que hemos estado mencionando, porque incentiva la competencia, incrementa la seguridad y calidad de los servicios otorgados, son modelos altamente escalables, y eso es algo que también nos gusta. Las que han estado en funcionamiento hemos visto que en pocos meses, en pocos años ya llegan a 500,000, 800,000 clientes. A lo que voy es que es un segmento de jóvenes que están pudiendo lograr la escalabilidad de estos modelos. Y son procesos más eficientes y con menores costos, lo que pues de alguna manera también les hace ser sumamente eficaces y productivas, y promueven, como hemos platicado, el tema de la inclusión financiera. Entonces, yo creo que aquí precisamente por eso es que a la Comisión le ha ocupado más que preocupado ver cómo es que las va a regular. Ustedes saben que a partir del 8 de marzo de 2018 que se promulgó la ley FinTech, estas figuras están en distintos capítulos correspondiendo a las instituciones de financiamiento colectivo, IFCs, instituciones de fondos de pago electrónico, las IFPES, las operaciones con activos virtuales, el sandbox regulatorio, y finalmente las interfaces de programación de aplicaciones. Entonces son las APIs. Entonces les comento todo esto porque pues sí tienen acrónimos que pues, se refieren básicamente a esta estructura FinTech, y quizá comentarles que desde que salieron estas disposiciones pues han estado acompasadas de regulación secundaria que las ha ido complementando y que seguramente seguirá siendo emitida en materia de ciberseguridad y de protección a los usuarios. Entonces, enfatizarles que en este momento, en México, por ejemplo, las que corresponden a operaciones con activos virtuales, pues están restringidas. Lo que son las criptomonedas no están todavía reconocidas en nuestra economía. Entonces, eso no quiere decir que no sepamos que se están operando, simplemente que seguramente entrará un régimen posterior para vigilar cómo se están operando estas criptomonedas. Los principios rectores de la ley FinTech, que para nosotros son los más importantes, son, primero, promover la inclusión y la innovación financiera. Sabemos que la innovación tecnológica es algo que no va a parar. Como reguladores no queremos ir atrás, sino queremos ir a la par de estos desarrollos. También reconocemos que se promueve la competencia en un sector que es muy importante para el motor de la economía, la protección al consumidor, el mantener la estabilidad financiera, la prevención del lavado de dinero y finalmente que sea una tecnología neutral. Hay mucha discusión si son empresas tecnológicas haciendo operaciones financieras o son empresas financieras con una base tecnológica. Ahí hay toda una discusión, sobre todo con las gentes que operan las fintech, pero para nosotros caben completamente dentro de la escena financiera y es por eso que los regulamos, y como operan con los recursos del público, es que también nosotros estamos viendo la manera de estar protegiendo precisamente a los usuarios de estos recursos. Los beneficios económicos de los modelos, pues yo creo que son amplios, ya estuvimos platicando varios de ellos, pero creo que también una parte que vemos que va a proliferar, pues es la obtención en una alternativa de capital, es decir, prevemos que va a haber ofertas públicas para levantar capital en corto tiempo. Actualmente pues están en el segmento de lo que son Friends and Family, y después pues van con un colectivo que son básicamente los que conocen a los fundadores, pero pensamos que estos vehículos, al ser rápidamente escalables, alcanzarán un tamaño que les permitirán ser públicas pronto. También pensamos que traen opciones frescas en temas de alto impacto social y de naturaleza de protección ambiental, que son temas que sin duda también estarán desarrollándose de manera importante, y que van dirigidas a personas subbancarizadas o que no tienen acceso a servicios financieros. Hemos discutido esto con otros reguladores. Sin duda la parte de telecomunicaciones va a ser un habilitador importantísimo para que estas empresas puedan operar y estar habilitadas en todo el territorio nacional. Creemos que en poco tiempo se tendrá la banda ancha a nivel nacional, y no solo la estructura de una sucursal física en alguna serranía o en algún lugar lejano sea requerida por la población, sino que también puedan tener el acceso a través de sus celulares inteligentes para que en todo el país puedan estar transaccionando. Y finalmente pues son una alternativa para la recepción de remesas que, como comentaba, pues siempre han tenido un alto costo de transferencia, pero al mismo tiempo un riesgo en la recepción, y esto lo tendrá que estar habilitando y de alguna manera permitiendo de una manera más segura y más rápida para los receptores. Creo que la parte que nosotros pensamos que puede ser importante para la economía, pues también tiene que ver con las tasas cobradas a los solicitantes y los mercados objetivo. En este sentido, pues los solicitantes que vemos como mercado objetivo son gente que está entre los 18 y los 60 años con ingresos mensuales mínimos de 8,000 pesos, inversionistas, podrán ser personas físicas o morales, nacionales o extranjeras con ingresos mensuales mayores a 10,000 pesos, y en este sentido yo creo que todo lo que son las instituciones de este modelo de financiamiento colectivo que tendrán esta característica de deuda, pues caben dentro del mismo, ¿no? Por otro lado, pues también tenemos aquellas que tendrán tipo de capital y copropiedad o regalías, que es otra variante de estas instituciones de financiamiento colectivo, con otras características de mercado objetivo y con otro tipo de proyectos que financien, como es el caso de startups y franquicias, interesadas básicamente en los recursos para el crecimiento de sus empresas, y pues que básicamente atiendan a problemas y propongan soluciones innovadoras, y como les decía, pues esto creo que puede ser una palanca importante para emprendedores. Y hay otro tipo que es un híbrido que tendrá tanto deuda como copropiedad o regalías, y pues estas van básicamente al mercado MIPYME, donde pues básicamente los solicitantes tendrán tasas mejores que las del mercado actual, y los servicios pues serán financiamientos colectivos hacia esas copropiedades. Entonces creo que hay una gama muy interesante de lo que la ley permite, también en relación a estos distintos vehículos, y de la manera como ya sea de deuda o ya sea de copropiedad o regalía, pues estará fomentando el que más empresas pues puedan ser apoyadas por estas empresas fintech. Y finalmente las que corresponden a temas de pago electrónico, que creo que eso es algo muy interesante. Platicando precisamente con la gente de Huawei, nos hacía la referencia de que pues allá hasta para dar una limosna en el metro puedes hacer una transferencia vía su similar al CODI, y que este es un ejemplo de lo que nos falta todavía por recorrer en México. Sin embargo, pues ya tenemos habilitado CODI. Esto pues básicamente lo pueden operar los usuarios de los servicios financieros, pero pensamos que los jóvenes van a ser de los principales habilitadores para que cada día más gente opere con los pagos electrónicos, y que también trabajemos en la materia de identidad, fortalezcamos, robustezcamos la parte de identidad, y pues de esta manera pues el país todo tenga también el acceso a estas tecnologías y a estos vehículos. Y en este sentido, pues todo lo que corresponde a recepción de remesas, pues también podrá estar siendo habilitado y identificado. Entonces, como ven, el esquema de las empresas fintech pensamos que va a ser sin duda un habilitador y un acelerador para la inclusión financiera, y pues ahí tenemos todo lo que corresponde finalmente a los retos que tenemos como regulador, donde pues los retos son muchos, pero pues estaremos haciendo las calibraciones para que la ley en todo momento sea vigente y en todo momento pues pueda operar o pueda permitir operar a los distintos jugadores de una manera segura, de una manera cierta y de una manera equilibrada. Entonces pues ahí vamos a tener un diálogo permanente con estas empresas. Vamos a tener que mantener esta capacidad técnica. Déjenme decirles que el asunto de Open Finance o que en otros países manejan como Open Banking, pues en México se ha tratado de ampliar para que no solo sea el sector bancario, sino que las tecnologías puedan habilitar a todos los segmentos que forman el sector financiero. Entonces, pues ahí la capacitación técnica, tanto del lado del regulador como del lado de los intermediarios, es algo que llegó para ser continuo. La parte de difusión, yo qué les puedo decir, más que estamos muy interesados que todo lo que hace la Comisión por distintas autorizaciones o provisiones que se le dan a los intermediarios, pues se conozca a través de nuestros portales, a través de los vehículos que tenemos como es el Diario Oficial de la Federación, y pues eso es muy importante para nosotros y para todos los jugadores. Las metodologías de supervisión sin duda van a tener una disrupción. El método de vigilancia que anteriormente teníamos pues va a ser modificado. Vamos a entrar a las subtech, es decir, a la supervisión a través de la tecnología, lo cual nos permitirá tener una supervisión de vanguardia de estas entidades en tiempo real y en todo momento, y pues con base a nuestra estructura orgánica pues tendremos que irla adecuando conforme a las necesidades propias y el talento que nosotros estaremos requiriendo. Entonces, espero que con esto pueda ser claro en dónde estamos en cuanto a los temas de innovación financiera, la importancia de la misma para fines de inclusión y por qué pensamos que las empresas fintech pueden ser un ingrediente muy importante para que México en particular, y sabemos que otros países en Latinoamérica pues estén siguiendo el camino adecuado para ir aumentando esta inclusión en la población. De nuevo, mi nombre es José Antonio Quesada, vicepresidente de Política Regulatoria. Quedo a sus órdenes en caso de que queden preguntas o inquietudes.
Hi, everyone. It's my pleasure to make this presentation. I think this time we stay in post-pandemic, right? So as we come back to see the COVID-19 start from outbreak and contain, so and then once we control this the pandemic, then we start getting into the reopen stage. So we will stay with the different kind of lifestyle. For example, work from home, testing and tracing, right? And social distance become very important to preventing the virus can spread, right? So another one is face masking and temperature checking whenever you get into the closed spaces, for example in the branch, right? So reopen is going to be by stage approach because we still learn how to preventing the virus spread, right? So then we were getting into the new normal because we did wait either vaccine or herd immunity led us to totally separate from the virus anyway. But all we can say is become a new normal. So within this new normal, we have to change our business operation and business style to adapt to this new normal. And so as a bank, especially in the banking industry, it will be change a lot for during pandemic. The first one, we can see that the branch it's essential services to the whole industry. So we have to partially open at least on to preventing the virus. So we will have rotation of our employee and do the shifting. And we also have some service capacity restriction, within the branch, right? So another one, we can see that the asset quality is weakened. So you can see some of the country, they even, I think the government were asking the bank to relieve the credit to help the, people they can, pass this pandemic crisis, right? So I think to the bank, net income decrease, business uncertainty is going to be a new normal as a bank, right? So most of the industry, transform to digital very, very quickly. Online and digital is going to become a new normal. So as a bank, I think it's a great opportunity to move to digitalization. I think, no matter you want or not, I think this is the things we have to do. This time, I think I probably like to get in more detail, to describe, to share the experience, what we are doing, customer journey redesign, especially for the branch services of customer journey, right? So in here, you can see there is a demonstration.
If I want to go to a branch, I can use the branch reservation function in the bank's app. Here's the branch reservation page. At the center is the reservation card, which displays the nearest branch by default. Here it shows the branch name, how far it is, and the detailed address. Click the address link and then I know how to get there. To learn more about the branch, I click the link to visit the branch's homepage. Here I can find detailed information such as opening hours, telephone number, and detailed address. Staff in this branch can launch many programs and campaigns on their homepage, such as follower promotions. Yeah, it's amazing. I can get 500 virtual coins by following this branch. That's great. Now let's go back to reservation. After I click the reservation button, the app verifies my identity through fingerprint, which is quite convenient. Here I check the branch's information, choose which type of service I need, such as general service, and fill in the expected arriving time. I can pick any time within opening hours of today or tomorrow, or even right now. I choose 9 a.m. today, confirm the information, and submit my application. My reservation succeeds. Click the Arrived button in the app or scan QR code from branch staff's tablet so that they will provide services as I need. This process is so easy, and I believe everyone can master it. This app also allows me to pre-fill forms for account opening, card activation, transfer, personal information update, and contact information update services. This shortens my stay in the branch. I want to change my personal information. This page shows current information, but some is anonymized. I will change my address and my company and click Submit. Okay, it reminds me what I should take when I visit the branch. Got it. Now I'm ready to go to the branch. There are some interesting functions, like ride hailing. select the destination, check the route, and choose which company I want to call. Okay, let's go.
Okay, how about this? You see, it's going to be very exciting, right? So you see, from this chart, you will see there is a customer. They're using mobile. They make a reservation, right? So if you think about this is, engagement process. What is the engagement? That means once the customer pull out their mobile phone and activate the bank's app, right? They start to browsing what sort of services they need, they want, they expect, right? So if they find that they have to go to the branches, so they can, browsing this, they can, make the reservation, right? Then before go to the branch, they can prefill the forms, right? Prepare all the data. So on the other side, you will see within the branch people, they can see that the customer make a reservation, right? So they will have a reservation list, if today's one, or if the customer make a reservation from yesterday, then you probably have more time to prepare all the resources, right? So now you can schedule when, what time, and the customer will come to your branch, do what kind of things, right? So this is totally different from with before. As a bank, we usually is very, very passive because the customer come to the branch, then we start to engage to the customer and start to realize what kind of financial services that the customer expect, right? So, when we prepare the resources to deal with the operation, I think it's very, very passive. We always rely on the random arrival of the customer. We need to rely on the past business behavior or, that kind of models using statistics, but it always have some mistake a lot. So it's very difficult to planning ahead. So this time, if the customer, make reservation ahead, then in the branch, the branch people, I think they can well prepare. So when the customer coming in the branch, it's very simple and easy because they already prepare all the data, right? So you probably do not need your banker to, bank's employee to re-entry all the information and data. So I think the customer coming in, that will minimize the services time within the branch. And once the customer complete all these services, right? So you have chance to deal with the cross-selling, upselling, or do any retentions job, right? So when the customer complete the services, they leave branch, you still have the engagement session with the customer. You can follow the customer, how is the services, right? Is there anything you can improve? And also you can follow your upselling or your cross-selling, such sort of things. So it's become very typical, just look like a kind of social platform. So you utilize the social platform within your app and your customer, your bankers, employees, apps, right? These two apps actually can do the engagement job, right? So within this chart, well, what I'm going to show is this is a very typical, change your branch services, process journey, right? So within this, if you apply this model, you will see that it's going to be a kind of process that you need to articulate every step, right? Which is different from conventional banking, design the transaction process, because transaction actually is a booking process, right? But this time it's a kind of engagement process. It's very interactive, right? So there are probably have many exceptions, right? So you have to taking care about this. So that means it's going to be agile. You need to using great announce, right? You can try in certain branch, certain portion of customer. Once you complete all this process and very good, then you start to apply to other branches, get more customer can using this kind of services, right? So when you complete one branch, one customer, let's look from the one branch's point of view, you will see that if a branch can most of the customer they're using a reservation ahead come to the branch to do services, then you will see that as a branch manager, right? So you can plan ahead. It depends on how many customers they reserve ahead. If they reach to 80%, 90%, even 100%, then you will see that your branch operation is going to be very, very efficient because every customer is reservation ahead, right? So you can well prepare. You can schedule your resources, and you can control your capacity, especially in the pandemic, right? Social distance restriction. So I think this is it looks very, very, very simple, and from the PowerPoint it looks very simple and easy to develop. But from technology's perception, I think it's need more time to tuning it, right? So from one branch's point of view, if you complete most of those services, you will see that the branch optimization based on one branch is going to be continuously improved, right? So whenever you have any new services, you can just, add it in this services journey, right? So from this chart, you will see that if all the banks branch, because branch basically it's like networking, right? It's based on the geographic, based on the bank the strategy, they set up the branches, right? So if you're a customer, most of your customers make a reservation ahead to access the branch services. You can start thinking because they make during the reservation, make the reservation, you can guide you can guide the customer, right? You even can let your customer moving to which branches have more capacity to serve, right? And you also can put some very typical services within certain branch. You let the customer go to the branch, right? So from this chart, you can see that it can very, very, very good continuously optimize the all branches, right? Operation. So I think this is going to be a different thinking and different sort of how digitalize your branch services, right? So next page, when we combine all the channel together, right, through the reservation, you will see guiding your customer to what ATM they still have money, still have enough cash to be cash withdraw, right? Where is the best branches, best outlet they have to go to that branch, right? If this can complete on the internet or in the telephone number or in the telephone banking, you also can migrate your customer to that kind of services. Of course, most of the bank, when they provided mobile app, usually they will also have customer services on the app, right? So whenever you have any questions, any problems from the customer, they can just click the I need help, right? Then they will get into the customer services dialogue, right? So they probably have a chatbot of people to serve the customers, right? So in this chart, what I'm going to say is this is omni-channel operation optimizations, right? So this is more advanced to optimize whole bank's operation based on the customers services requirement, right? So you can see that this is pretty much is more digitalize your whole channel operation, right? Okay, so I think when you digitalize your branch services channel, right? So how can you leverage this kind of services into new customer acquisition, right? So I just gave there is an example. For example, you put an advertisement in certain media or social platform or any platform, do the advertisement, right? And of course you can put some campaign, beneficiary, gift, give away, that sort of things, right? So when the customer say, hey, I'm interested on this, right? So when the customer select on this, then you will provide the HTML5 screen and beautiful screen, let the customer fill the form, and also can make reservation, right? So they can see which branch is available, right? So the customer can pick one and make the reservation. And I think the people in the branch, they can well prepare this. They can follow this customer, right? And when the customer arrive to the branch, I think they will have surprise services, right? So you will, do the sale. I think, this is totally, digital process, right? So you can see once you complete your internal, services from transaction to journey, those kind of process, and then you can expand to, get new customers. So here is an example, right? I think, so this chart, I, try to summarize the whole process. So you can see it's very interesting. This is quite different from conventional transaction process design, right? Because the requirement is not so clear. But anyway, we know that this is a journey. This is the engagement. Probably we will, learn by doing, right? We will try, fail, and fix it, right? So start from single customer journey to a single branch, right? And then we optimize a single branch, right? So, and next phase, we, upgrade to multiple branch or whole area branches, capacity optimization, right? Of course, in the same time, we'll start to, get more and more improve the consumer experience, right? So the last one is you can put all the channel together. Then you can find that if the customer prefer your mobile app, you will see that they will do a lot of things, lots of financial services through the mobile app. Okay, so it's a kind of a way of, when we call this is a digitalization, I think it's a kind of example, how we, bank as a services, and then we move our services to digital world, right? So I think this chart, I just try to very simple to, share some of my experience when I do those kind of branch journey system and start from day one, right? Because it's an engagement process. It's quite different from conventional transaction process, right? So it's going to be, you always have to learn from the customer, learn from your branch people, and how they, very detailed to engage the customer, right? So this kind of application basically is engagement basis. It's need time, to articulate it, to tuning, to try to learn, and, to complete all the services, right? So you don't want, when your technology people or business people develop this kind of system, will impact to your conventional, traditional legacy, booking transaction process, right? So usually I will create separate cloud, private cloud, of course, right? And of course, most of the banks still have legacy system, right? So you will develop this in your mobile cloud platform, rather than you direct using your legacy system to develop those kind of engagement services. So this is a kind of experience I think we can share to all of the audience, right? So here, I think we, as a Huawei, I think we try to conclude our video proposition to our customer, right? We vision in the future is intelligence finance. This was supported by fully connected world. What connected? I think 5G is the most difficult one, because 5G is mobile network, right? So it's cover the biggest geographic area, and it's also mobile, right? So that's the most difficult one. So if 5G can be more popular and the coverage is more, area, more geographic, you will see that all the connection, all the, number of connection, the speed, the low latency, it's going to be totally changing the world. So this will accelerate, the chain reaction of whole economic, right? Business operations, right? So as a bank, I think this is very extremely important, fully connected. I think, Huawei as a, company, I think we, pretty good in this area. And next one is on the top, above the connection, I think to build the digitalization infrastructure for, right? So currently it's hybrid cloud, public cloud, hybrid cloud, and next phase will be getting into the edge cloud, especially when you start using those kind of branch journey services, then you will find that you need very, very good edge cloud services. For example, CDN, to let your customer very simple and easy, to connect, to engage to the branch people, right? No matter where he is, when he, do the operation, right? So next one is, I think you will find that data is going to be everywhere, right? In the edge part, in the CDN part, right? So AI will stay everywhere. For example, in the branch, you can using a smart camera, right? And you're using, of course, every employee can have their devices, right? Smart camera can do the temperature checking for pandemic. And then they also can perform what? For security, for internal control, right? For customer recognitions, right? And they will connect together, right? So the customer arrived at the branch, the camera can recognize the customer, right? And let the banker knows this, right? Of course, you also can develop a, feature in the app, say, hey, I'm arrived, right, on the app. So, the banker will know this. So what I'm going to say is connect artificial intelligence, data, and that's the digitalizations, have to leverage those kind of robust infrastructure, right? I think for digitalization, we intend to make most of the bank or any institution, they are going to be very agile, especially on the business agility. How can you make your business agility? What we propose is super app architect. Like the bank can empower your internal, your frontline, your branch. You can, develop very simple application, develop their own campaign, right? And on the other hand, I think a pandemic bring in every industry get into detailed work, right? So the bank have to collect more information. You have to keep your own private domain flow, right? So you need to have a digital payment, right? And of course, digital engagement, right? And during the technology process develops, and we hope that we can bring and co-work with the bank or help the bank develop new business model in the future to adapt to the pandemic and moving to digitalization. I think this is the presentation what I showed. Thank you very much.
Huawei announced the global launch of the digital payment cloud solution. On behalf of the Huawei Software Business Unit, I will briefly introduce this solution in the next 20 minutes. Huawei is working on accelerating digital financial inclusion for EM market with digital payment cloud. According to the GSMA data, after more than 10 years development, today, 1 billion of the 1.7 billion unbanked people has access to the mobile money service. However, merchant payment transaction value is just $1.9 billion in 2019, which accounts just 0.3% of the total transaction value of mobile money service. It is still in an initial stage. Huawei Digital Payment Cloud Solution is designed to help mobile money operators correcting payment ecosystem and boosting revenue. Payment ecosystem firstly include consumers and merchants, who are the left side and the right side of a transaction, and also include public agency, social media, founders, provider, and the supply chain. The interaction between these ecosystem roles forms three flows: information flow, founders flow, and the commodity flow. Huawei Digital Payment Cloud Solution collects all these ecosystem roles to realize business flow in digital way, greatly improve the transaction efficiency. This solution provides both front-end and back-end. Digital payment platform, which is the back-end, provides all capabilities involved in a transaction. Shop app, which is the front-end, includes both consumer app and merchant app. As we all know, ecosystem is a key factor of the mobile payment business success, and the Shop app is a critical platform and the engagement point of the ecosystem, as well as providing the merchant marketplace. Shop app can support hot plug-in of third-party apps, and it is an app with apps. From the perspective of consumers, Shop app provides an all-in-one experience, does not require to install many apps which cost time and also full memory. For the perspective of merchants, Shop app is a marketplace with many public capacities. Once a merchant has launched his service on the Shop app, he don't need to pay much attention on service promotion, obtain traffic, or settlement, because all of this is supported by the public capacity of Shop app. This is a concept of a platform, and this platform have, three highlights. The first one is digital architecture to provide extremely experience to both consumer and the merchant. Kafka to realize real-time data openness ability. Consumer and the merchant can query consumption history and also can receive real-time transaction notification to avoid fraud event. AI analytics to realize the real-time risk control ability. Shop app to realize real-time online payment ability. The second highlight is open for the ecosystem to enable the partners can develop an application in short time. Huawei Digital Payment Cloud Solution support API openness, HTML5, many apps, and UI bricks. With these technologies, the user interface can be adjusted in 1 hour, and a new API can be released in 1 day. A new application can be launched in 1 week, and a promotion idea can be executed in 3 weeks. And localization and customization can be done by operator and his local partner. The third highlight is cloud native to support the sustainable innovation. Huawei Digital Payment Cloud support containerization, microservice, auto-scaling, and grayscale release. In addition, this solution passed the PADSS certification, which is the highest standard of the payment security. So let's have a quick experience of the Shop app by 3 demos. The first scenario, push bus ticket. Please help me play the video. The Bus Ticket is an online ticket agency, and they're responsible for the application development and manage the business relationship with many bus companies. They have launched the app on the Shop app market, and the consumer can pay for the ticket online in 1 minute. Bus Ticket get commission from the ticket sale, and the operator can get the revenue share from the Bus Ticket. And this is a very common scenario, most in the marketplace. So you can see when the ticket is purchased, the consumer will receive a message for the notification. Okay, the second demo is about the mobile game resale. Please help me play this demo. Mobile Legends is a popular mobile game, and also they are the content provider. In this scenario, operator is reseller, not only provide a marketplace, but also in charge of the point card sales and the application development, service promotion, and the customer care. Operator can get much more revenue share compared with the first scenario because they do much more than first scenario. Okay, let us see the next scenario, scenario 3, the merchant receive and refund. Please help me play this demo video. For each merchant, they have a unique static QR code to receive the payment from consumer by scanning. Merchant will receive transaction notification when the payment is done. Because the video cannot get the scanner's activity, so you didn't see, but actually it's in the backend it's running. Okay, and the merchants also can review the detailed information of the transaction history and do refund if the consumer want to cancel the transaction. Okay, let's back to the slide. What we see just now is a real case from the KBZ Pay, which is a branch of the Huawei KBZ joint venture. KBZ Bank is a leading commercial bank of Myanmar, and they started cooperation with Huawei on mobile money and payment business at 2018. In this joint operation, Huawei is in charge of the product R&D, expansion strategy, and the operation enablement. And the KBZ Bank is in charge of the financial license, local resource, and the marketing promotion. After 18 months market development, KBZ Pay obtained 6 million registered users, and the accumulated transaction value is around $7 billion. Today, KBZ Pay is the #1 payment service provider in Myanmar market. Why can we achieve such kind of business success of digital service in a traditional EM market? I think there are 3 key success factors. The first one, digital experience. Both consumer and the merchant can get very good experience to use the KBZ Pay. Everything is online, and it supports more than 10 payment methods to cover everyone's need. And in the weekend and festival, there are a lot of promotion events to encourage people use more. And the second one is ecosystem operation. More than 1,000 partners and 290,000 merchants make their business on KBZ Pay. And they have developed abundant business scenarios for the consumer, such as airtime top-up, e-commerce, games, restaurant, bars, and watches. And third factor is agile platform. CI/CD can support the software update in days. KBZ Pay, in the past 18 months, KBZ Pay already released more than 70 version update, almost 1 week per release. It is running in an internet way, but not a traditional city way. The capacity of this system is almost unlimited. Currently, the traffic is around 600 TPS. All these success innovation are accumulated into the baseline of the digital payment cloud, and now this solution is ready for serving more partners. So Huawei Digital Payment Cloud solution is pre-integrated with Huawei Mobile Money solution, and also support integrate with third-party mobile money system, and also the debit card or credit card organization. We can support 2 business models. The first one is the setup fee and the subscription fee, the pay by the usage monthly. And second one is a revenue share with the selected partner, joint operation model. Huawei Digital Payment Cloud is ready for Latin America, Asia Pacific, Africa, and the Middle East for both telecom operator and bank partners. Payment is really a huge potential business in EM market, and I hope we can have a further discussion about the cooperation in near future. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Mike Denoma. I'm the CEO of KBZ Bank in Myanmar. We believe COVID-19 is accelerating a paradigm shift in banking for payments. We see both a real threat as well as a significant opportunity on payments in a post-COVID-19 world. So how do we see the payments paradigm shifting exactly? First, we see movement from branches and an attitude that starts and stops at the glass doors to territory management and meshes with geolocational information and up to 100 times more physical distribution points. Second, we see settlement changing, moving from T+1 or more to instant real-time payments. Consumers love this. Hit send and instantly, bing, the money is there. Real-time information also has great value for businesses along the value chain. Third, we see great possibilities in moving to 100% financial inclusion with free current accounts and free P2P transfers. Fourth, we see great customer reaction in our move from core banking-backed mobile apps to much more engaging fun wallet, equivalent to the best payment apps in the world. Fifth, we see the exceptional appeal and effectiveness of the mobile onboarding of customers with full paperless biometric KYC. Huawei has been a terrific partner and helped KBZ Pay deliver all of the above. They provide an exceptional payments platform. So how has KBZ Pay done? In a little over a year and a half, we have over 5.7 million downloads of our wallet. 4.7 million of those are full KYC biometric paperless onboardings. In addition, we've onboarded 45,000 agents and 240,000 more merchants to our partner app. And we've done over 145 million transactions to date with a value of over US $5.5 billion. What do we expect from Huawei going forward? More extraordinary partnership and innovation, and their intellectual capital support as we drive to 100% financial inclusion and become the bank that Myanmar deserves and needs.
Building an open ecosystem for banking industry is of vital importance nowadays, and is one of Huawei's major focuses as well. Today, we are glad to have Mr. O'Reilly, the President of Terminals Latin American and the Caribbean region, to bring us their ideas about digital banking chain in the financial sector.
Pues muy buen día tengan todos ustedes en esta reunión auspiciada por la empresa Huawei. Mi nombre es Enrique Ramos O'Reilly, soy director para la región de Latinoamérica y el Caribe. Y bueno, es un placer estar con ustedes el día de hoy. Voy a tener el gusto de presentarles algunas tendencias en el sector bancario, que es obviamente el sector donde opera nuestra empresa Temenos. Los productos que tenemos, y pues será un gusto poder compartir esto con ustedes el día de hoy. Vamos a iniciar un poco